In Atlanta, Georgia, the New York Mets play the Atlanta Braves. Doing well right now. They've won 9 of their last 12, and Cameron May, Charlie Morton tonight.
Charlie Morton, the rare pitcher that started his career.
They are starting for the 16th consecutive game. Press conferences. And that's. We had 2 yesterday that were 2 for the 8. 0-2 to Lindor, pulled on the ground, and Ozzie Albies to his left throws out Lindor. He said, "I really don't like running." I haven't run. Ball and grounds it to the left side. Big hop for Austin Riley, and he's homered in each of the first 2 games of this series.
Ran into a bit of trouble in the 8th inning, but another.
If you had a Maben, and he takes strike 3 called, and Peterson's got a strikeout to start his.
In my experience with these shifts, I've never seen so many.
2 games, but not done much else. It has the only other RBI. Rolls this one to Dom Smith. His first chance at first. Dom Smith has been the Mets' best defender. Up the middle into center field, a base hit for Dom, and the Mets effort Tomas Nido. He was in the right place at the right time in the fight. So in and out as McCann goes down on strikes for the first out. If for what happens when they play 17 days in a row. Jose Peraza had a double his last time up last night in that start. Hold on the ground down to third, a chance for 2. Riley to Albies and on to first.
No, I think he went 7 or 8 innings. Yeah,
5. Albies pulls one on the ground. Playing in the hole is Lindor, and he throws. Good movement on the fastball by Peterson, and he got back-to-back strikeouts and proceeded to retire. And he goes down on a center cut fastball, and Peterson for 6 so far. And if the Rays had won Game 6, grounded to shortstop right at Swanson. His second start in a row.
They go through it with Tony La Russa, and you can see strikeout again for Khalil Ali. Some of today's players have no idea what he's
job, and it really is the only job. Basically the #1 catcher for it. He rolls one to the left side, and Lindor is there to throw him out. From Tampa Bay, Smith was actually.
Wow.
I mean, they lost Travis d'Arnaud to a thumb injury.
In today's game, want to be protected 100% joke, a carnival or whatever. So
there was nothing more entertaining than seeing those 2 wide bodies go head to head. Perfect innings for Peterson. No score after 3. But it's out of here. Jonathan Villar inside tonight, his 4th of the year.
And the bench mob and how important they've been over this stretch.
Acuna has room to make.
There's enough of that cutout there into the stand.
Independent league team, and they traded him for literally. Maben goes down swinging on the curveball.
Gladden scored a run in the World Series we were talking about in 9.
And he goes back to the curveball to strike out Dominic. Pitching tonight, batting second.
It's amazing.
And Acuna coming in. History against the Mets in their 60 seasons who've hit. So, you know, going one without Mets. Right center for the first Braves hit of the night. After retiring 10 straight, has his first umpire tonight. Brother of a pitch. 2-2 coming. Will play ball. Grabbed by Lindor. The step and fire. And they turn 2. He's faced the minimum. 1-0 Mets.
No. Gelbs is relegated.
Reading. Joel Barlow High School in Reading strikes out a 2002 draft pick against it. He went from Atlanta to Pittsburgh and was a sinker. That's pulled on the ground to third, and Riley handles it and throws up from 2017 to 2019.
He's been thinking of retiring for quite some time.
Well, and Fargas takes the curveball side. It's picked off by Albies. The sign today down in Port St. Lucie. Noah Syndergaard.
St. Lucie gets Syndergaard today, and DeGrom.
Entertainment for your. Rolled off to the right side by Albies, and Peterson makes outing back in a competitive environment. 3 days, but they will go as slow as they need to make. That's a 121 average. Strongest bat in this series. Who homered each of the first 2 games and hit both those balls.
This one though down, and this one splits.
Riley pulls into second base. Run into the shift. Lindor will let the runner go and get
the throw. Could hit the runner, or it's
out. And now leave it to Peterson to get Contreras. And that one skips and hits the foot of
Well, just holds on to a changeup too long, and it bounces.
And Radio lines one the game. Riley comes into
Heredia, and they never happened. Ball up in the strike zone. Easy mark for
field for a base hit. Here comes Contreras around third. Vargas is thrown to the plate, is up the line, driving in a run. Only the drive-in runs for Atlanta.
I'm going to take that back. That might have been a change.
3-2 coming, and he walked him to load the bases, and there will be no throw.
Well, Heredia has been just glances off because of the great jump by Heredia.
And Peterson living on the edge here. Field a base hit for Freeman. They'll hold Morton at third base. And it's all going south for David Peterson. Comes out, and Drew Smith comes in to pitch with the bases.
4 days ago against the Tampa Bay Rays, where he went
to Ozuna. Ground ball right up the middle, knocked down by Peraza. Still has time. Today is first game of the season at from 3-1, but for Dom Smith making this Atlanta. Lee struck out his first time, but his RBI hit.
Yeah.
And he takes the curve for strike three call. Well, that's
gets to the point where, boy, the pitchers are really good up here.
Very smooth first baseman, and obviously but right at for the second out. Only available off the bench tonight. And he strikes out VR with a curveball. 9 in a row. Good fastball by Smith to strike out Albies on Friday. And they will miss Trevor Rogers. And then what the Mets do for starters Saturday and Sunday?
So much more than anybody else's. That hit him. That hit Riley. Kershaw's slider more break, and he realized it wasn't about the break.
There's Swanson, who struck Tommy John surgery, cost him a year, and that's down for a base hit. Just a ringing double. And 5 hits, a walk, 5 strikeouts, a hit bat. Contreras, and he got him with a high heat. Big strikeout for Drew Smith.
Ready a hit.
Well, the Braves opted to pitch 6 innings, allows a run on 2 hits, no walks, 8 off the injured list, giving them 5 lefties. Grounded right at the shortstop, Swanson, and he throws. Maben takes the backdoor slider for strike 3 call.
By Jim Wolf, but still, nice sequence.
Such a lack of firepower in the Mets lineup. Another slider here. And he tops it back toward Inter with the sidearm throw first. Acuna in foul ground, and Dom stands at second base.
Make it easier.
To McCann, taking ball 4, and now the Mets have the tying runs on base. Long time out at the mound, and finally being chased away by 1-0 to Peraza. And he pulls one on the ground. That's a fair ball going to third. He's going to be held up there by Gary DiSarcina. Dana waited until the last possible moment. 3-2 Atlanta. We'll be right back. To Luke Jackson, Tomas Nido, the pinch hitter. Coming on quickly is Heredia. It falls, and the Mets take the lead. Way on Dom Smith's little dribbler. Then he walked McCann. 2-2 coming to Lee. And he struck him out. Ball gets away. Lee realizes it. Mets from behind to in front.
So he threw his first pitch after 7:20 tonight.
3-2 coming. Outside, ball 4, and Acuna walks for the second straight time. 7th, who gets the 8th and 9th? You have to figure that 3 balls hard in a row. And back in the gap goes Lee, and he made, but that's his second stunning.
After striking out 8 times and not taking it out.
He robbed Albies last night, and even a bigger. Ozuna hits one back to count down, gets the out at second, and Castro recovered to get the force at second for the second.
And those last 2 outs were.
Goes Ozuna, the pitch outside and no throw, or he called a 3rd strike.
Split finger change.
You think of Sandy Amoros. Hit from Nido.
A big hit from Peraza.
Yeah.
Do you?
And Hager gets tied in a knot and goes down on strike.
Ball running inside.
The other one on the ground down to Freeman. And
up on my dance card. So
I mean, he's the guy. What would behoove the Mets would be to get. And he ground down to Freeman, and this one he'll take himself to retire the side. And he'd stand behind the cage and he'd shake. Lee watches it off the wall, tries with a leadoff double. So to complete the thought on Hank. So he'd shake his head at all. Back to Loop off his leg. Peraza, the throw to first is too late.
Being a fine play by Peraza to get to it.
That is twice now that he has saved. 1-2 coming. And control base in, and that'll tie up the game. And the Braves have come back again.
But a tough last outing. Didn't get it.
Home runs in a brief stint as a Med last year. Incoming from Barnes. And he struck him out with the cutter. Big second and 1 out. And Adriana takes outside. The runner goes, and he's down at third. Swanson trying to steal third. Struck him out. Jacob Barnes on to Tomas Nido in the 9th inning last night. Comes into a and Maben unable to lay off the breaking ball. And Maben beats. That ball didn't get very far behind Contreras.
Get away, but still, it shows you how.
Padres beat the Rockies last night on a wild pitch. Strike 3 called. So 1-2 coming. And he lays off. It gets away from Contreras, and Maben goes.
Ball that hits before the plate or right on the corner.
One, but it's going to be caught by at third. 4-4 going to the bottom of the. It's going to be asked to pitch the 9th inning as well. First to deep right field, headed to field, home run, and the Braves win. Off home run for Ronald Acuna.
Best pitch is that breaking ball away, and that's what he threw.